Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Hi, and welcome to Purge Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the game Morocco. But before we do, I do want to let you know about a contest we have going on for a free copy of Manhattan Project Chain Reaction Deluxe Edition in the Shrink. As soon as we get to 700 subscribers, all you have to do to enter, subscribe to the channel, email me with the subject Manhattan Project to info@mermengames.com. MENGames.com. Today we're looking at Morocco. What we have here is a game I kickstarted pretty much sight unseen because I like Eagle Griffin. I'm learning my lesson with this, but this game is an abstract game. It's got rules upon rules just to make the game work. The theme is just pace it on, and it's really this bizarre game. And I'm not knocking on anybody. That's not my intent here. It's just I'm amazed that somebody could make a game like this and kind of come up with it and market it. It's just so abstract to me. You have this little thing going on where you're picking cubes. It's kind of bizarre, and you have the little area control in the middle, and you get a lot of nice wooden pieces, although it is just as dry as can be to me. This is a game that is not marketed to me whatsoever. It is bright, it is colorful, I like the look of it, but none of that matters because it's just this weird set of rules, and it's just rules and rules and rules, and it makes the game work. I feel like it works fine. There may be a way to win or a runaway leader issue. I don't know if you can come back that strongly in this game. There's certain positions on the board that are very, very important. But this is not a game that's going to appeal to me. It doesn't have that kind of story arc through it that I like to see. There really isn't a lot in this game that I like. Now, that's my feelings and opinions. Now, what do we have here? We have an abstract game with a scoring mechanism of possibly, maybe if you'll give it to me, area control. And you're using that by placing the cubes that you get. But whenever you get cubes, you give them to your opponents also. It's a brain burner to me. My mind does not work this way. It's not appealing to me at all. And I'm going to say this is an automatic purge for me. But I think some people who are into these abstract games are going to sit down and play this and really like it. I think it's one of those things where you just kind of sit quietly for 2.5 minutes while you think your turn through. It's not a game that would have a lot of conversation going on. There's no those aha moments or anything like that going on. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to be getting there's best spots on the board, and you need to get them, and you want to get them. Morocco is going to be a pass for me. I'm going to highly recommend you to try this game out if this sounds appealing at all. I don't know if it's an instant buy because I don't like rules for the sake of rules. I need something there. It's not one of those classic, simplistic abstract. There's a lot of rules and moving around and going on here for me to be one of those abstracts that are pure. But try this one out. See if you like it. It's Morocco, and I'm going to purge it. Here are the components for Morocco. You have a very lively box. I like this box a lot. Even though it has a lot of brown, it brings out a lot of the theme. Too bad the game doesn't have any. Here's the rulebook. Love component list with pictures. That's a must for me. I like the picture of the game set up. The game is pretty good right off the bat. It tells you, this is an optional player if you're playing with less than 4 people. This is for 3 or 2 people. Otherwise, it goes in, explains the game pretty well. Lots of pictures, very few text, which I like. The hard part about learning the game is going to be more about its abstractness. I mean, rules are there just because that's how you play the game. You do get an advertisement of Eagle Griffin games, which I really, really like that you do this. It kind of tells me what's coming out because You know, some people stay up to date on all of the games. I can't. It's just too many. So it gives me a little idea of what's out there, MSRP, how they play, and what's going on. So I like that quite a bit. You can see the insert here is really, really nice. They do a good job. You have this plastic that goes over to keep everything in place. I like this insert quite a bit. You can kind of see how I organized and put everything in there. Okay, let's take a look at the board. The board is fairly abstract. You do have scoring here and how that works. That's very helpful with the scoring track all the way around. These abstract squares will make more sense hopefully when I explain the game. This is where some workers will be, and this is going to be the little weird thing that will be in part of this game. I'll show you the board is rather bland, but the pieces are there that look like the pieces, which is pretty good. I'll just show you the insert kind of like this. You're going to get some bright cubes. You can tell here that these are very colorful, which I actually liked. You get a number of these circle tiles for each player. They're very thick, very nicely done, and the artwork on it is fantastic, even though the game is fairly abstract. I'll just show you one of these colors. You're going to get a bunch of meeples in different shapes. They all represent something different. You know, this is run-of-the-mill stuff. You're going to get some tile tokens in here, which is fine. You're going to get a big wooden die. This is printed on there, so I don't know how long it'll last, but it is a little big and chunky and nice. Got some small spare parts, which is great. I'm assuming that came on the assembly line. Some cardboard that will come in, which is all fairly nice. And then you'll get some of these that will be around the board. These are really nice wooden pieces, although they're very abstract. I mean, they don't really represent anything. So components are good for an abstract. I like it. Lots of wooden stuff. If this is a Euro game, then they've accomplished their goal. I found the rules to be pretty straightforward. I struggle with games without a theme because the theme helps the rules make sense to me. So in this, I'm like, okay, you have these cousins, you got these tourists, these bodyguards. Why? What's going on here? Doesn't make a lot of sense. You just have to download the information and memorize it. There are some additional rules to make it work with 2 or 3 people with the die rolling. Otherwise, it's just this kind of bizarre abstract. The rules are not necessarily difficult to download into your brain. There's just a couple exceptions with the rules that make no thematic sense that you're just going to have to memorize. And that would be, for me, the use of the different cousins and tourists and bodyguards versus assistants. So let me show you what this game looks like set up. You're going to have cubes placed here, and those 5 are random. The bodyguards, let's put 2 colors down here. So the bodyguards will go here. You'll have 5, 1 of each color. The cubes horizontal and also vertical. And then you'll have these juiced VP tokens, if you will, randomly set aside, and you'll fill the whole board up. Right now, I do not have them filled up. This die will be used in a 3 or 2 player game. In a 3-player game, you roll it once and everybody gets whatever comes up. There's a wild card where they can choose. In a 2-player game, each player will roll it once with both players getting goods for each roll. Okay, so this represents the rooftop that you will look out. And what you'll do is you'll move it to any one of the spaces that you want, and you will get the black and the purple, the 2 on the outside of where you're at, and the other players will get the 1 on the inside. So if I had moved here, I would get an orange and a green, and you would get a purple. That's how that works. And every single player will do that in turn order. So then what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to place your workers. And when you place them somewhere, there's 4 spots in each square. You will pay a cube of each one. So if I was to place here, I'd pay 1 purple and 1 brown. If I was to play the tourist, which is this guy, I would pay 3 cubes. 1 purple, 1 brown, and 1 of either color. And you also have your cousins, which will also require 3 cubes. You would discard this to play an assistant to a stall, spending 1 of each of the corresponding cubes plus 1 additional of any color. So those are kind of the 3 things that you can play on a turn. Then you check to see if you score. If all 4 colors are filled, Then you can go ahead and go to the scoring of that stall. And basically the way it works is each standard worker counts as one person. A bodyguard counts as 2 toward the worker count. And a tourist counts as 3. So if you had a worker and a bodyguard, your count would be 3. In this case, I have 3 standards for 3 white and 1 yellow. If I had used one of these bodyguards, you would have more. So if this yellow wasn't here, well, this was here, instead of being a tie, it would be 3-2. And that's how that works. Now you score this, whoever has the most there would get 5 victory points and get to place their market tile. If you're tied, all players receive victory points and the active player places an empty stall tile. If you're in second place, you get 2 VP plus 1 gold coin plus 1 bodyguard. That's how you get your bodyguards out of here. And if you're in third place, you get 1 victory point plus either a gold coin or your bodyguard out. Now, once this is scored, you are allowed to take any juice tiles, these tokens, adjacent to your own worker. So the white would get this one and this one, because it's adjacent to his 2 workers, and yellow would get this side. Okay? So where you place them next to the juice token is going to be very important. But if you notice now, if you were to fill this up, there's no juice tokens here because yellow already took them. Now you also get to place these market tiles, which you will have. And if you have the majority there, that could be an option that you could do. So then we would take the workers off. And since white had the majority, I believe over here, he would place his worker stall. Now the benefit to the tourist that I showed you earlier is if he's in a stall that you just scored, he would move next door, remove from the game, and become an assistant. So they kind of move to the next one and give you that spot that you would be in. Now you can use your gold coins to swap. If you want to swap the cubes or whatever, you can't see that. If you want to swap the cubes around, you can do that by spinning a gold coin. You can move those as much as possible. And that's one way to get where you need to be with the cubes that you have, is by spinning those gold coins that you can get. And these are what the gold coins will look like, these little chits here, and they're pretty nice. You keep playing until it's triggered when a closing stall leaves 5 or fewer open stalls in the market. So there's 5 or fewer. And then you do the final scoring, and the juice tokens are worth the amount of points listed on them. Whoever has the largest market district, so that'll be like these connected adjacently, gets an extra 3 victory points, and each gold coin you have is worth 1 victory point. So very, very abstract. To reiterate, you're moving around, getting these tokens, and you're also getting tokens on other people's turns. You will spend those tokens to put your workers out, hopefully getting an area majority, and scoring these tokens, getting a majority of these out, and getting those gold coins if possible, based on whether you're in first, second, or third place inside of that, or tied. And whoever scores the most victory points wins the game. Who should buy this game? Fans of abstract. If you like these kind of like drier abstract games that the theme doesn't matter to you, you just like pushing around some cubes, then this might be it for you. Nothing wrong with that. If you're looking for kind of a medium weight abstract that you're getting and gaining on each other's turn, that's in this game, I would say give this a try. But I'm going to highly recommend anybody who's thinking about Morocco to try it. I know people like these games. I get it. They're mass produced and you see them all the time. I kind of wonder who those people are because they're not in my gaming circles. But if this sounds appealing, this might be right up your alley. Buy it sight unseen, or I'd recommend giving it a try first. I'm going to be purging it. It didn't tickle any fancies for me, but it may for you.